I'm here with Mark Lareau, who is a designer and author, and his specialty is about metalworking. And today we're going to show you how to make probably one of the hottest trends out there, stacked rings. And I can't believe the speed in which we're going to be making them.
It really doesn't take that long at all to do it. It's pretty quick. I'm going to actually have to stretch it a little bit to make it fit in the segment. Yeah, stack rings are really popular these days. You see them in all the catalogs. And we kind of have a sort of a running joke at the store that stringing beads and everything is fun, and making earrings, you know, head pins and eye pins and stuff. But until you put a torch in somebody's hand, then they feel like a real jeweler.
Exactly.
So we're going to do that.
And it's all about going to the next level.
Exactly.
So that's taking it to the next level.
So I'm just going to use some fine silver wire. Fine silver is ideal for fusing because you don't need any other chemicals with it. When you solder or fuse with sterling, you need to put flux on there, and then you need to pickle it after and clean it. But with fine silver, there's no copper in the material to tarnish, so it melts beautifully. And fusing is just like a controlled melting. I'm just going to start by making a ring, a couple sizes smaller than the ring I want it to be, because one of the best parts about this project is that as you're working with it, it gets bigger.
Right.
As you
and
hammer
this actually is a mandrel that has all the sizes, correct? So you can see.
The size is measured out on it already, yeah, which is kind of nice.
Easy.
So I've got this ring that I made with the fine silver. You're just going to get those two edges nice and flush right up against each other. It's really important that they're touching each other and that they're
like a jump
spaced correctly. It's exactly like a jump ring. So I've got one here set up on the ceramic board, and I'm just going to get my torch going, and I'm just going to heat that until it melts. Now, if you've tried soldering, you may have accidentally discovered fusing, because fusing is heating the pieces to the point where the external surfaces become liquid and actually melt and flow together, just like that.
Wow.
Real simple. And drop that in the water.
Ooh.
I love that sound.
That little, yeah, that was a little sizzle there.
And that's it. That's fused. That's all one piece now. And you notice there's no tarnish on there that you have to clean up with pickle or anything like that. I'm just going to put that on the ring mandrel. At this point, this is a size 5. I'm going to stretch that into a size 7 and get some nice texture.
Just happened to be my size.
How lucky!
How lucky am I?
So I'm just going to texture this. I'm using a chasing hammer, which is kind of the iconic metalsmith's hammer. Usually the big wide faces is for hitting other tools, if you're doing repoussé or punching or dapping. But I like the small ball on the end of this thing. It gives a real nice small texture.
That gives it the texture.
Yeah, you can use a bigger ball peen hammer. Some of the wider textures on the wider rings always use a bigger ball peen hammer. But you're going to go around, and as you're going around, you're going to pull this down the mandrel, and as the metal splays out as you're hammering it, it'll get bigger and bigger.
That's interesting, isn't it?
The beautiful thing about this is that if you know exactly the ring size you're going for, you just stop when you're done, when you've reached it. And if you need it to be bigger, you can beat it more until you get it to the size you want.
Wow. And all the while, it's adding such gorgeous flavor to the ring and texture.
Is the whole thing. And there's something primal and satisfying about beating a piece of metal into a texture you like.
I like the sound. It's like you're being called for dinner or something.
And that's it. We'll just do a nice little final polish with a sunshine cloth. And I've got a beautiful little...
I think I've got myself a ring.
You get a couple more of those, and you get those stacked rings.
Exactly. And you know, the most exciting part for me was how quickly that was done.
It really doesn't take much time at all. With the fine silver, it makes a whole difference. You know, like I said, with sterling, there's more chemicals involved and potential for poisoning and stuff. Whereas with fine silver, short of actually vaporizing the piece.
Right. And obviously, you can do as many details or as few details as you want on the ring. And I want to show these actually, since we are talking about that.
I've got one here that's quite a bit wider that I took, and I took some metal stamps, and actually punched the outside, little images on the outside of the piece to give it another little flavor, and then you can antique that, of course, and polish that to make the.
And then what I like about this one too is it almost has a little wave to it.
That one is totally by accident,
not even like a purple,
but you could,
But that's what makes it designer.
You could, I guess,
it original.
if you wanted to. I don't know. I'm just making this up as I go. But if you just take this, make a couple little bends on there, and then beat that.
Perfect. Love it.
You've got a different shape. You know, you can do basically anything once you've got the
Yes, you
wire
can.
on the mandrel.
Great. Thank you so much, Mark.
It was
that
my
was
pleasure.
Fun.
Thank you.
And I got a new ring. I'll be right back in just a minute.